So digital health is a necessity and it's a leapfrog tool for higher life expectancy.
Get the right people around the same table so that we can discuss and align on what needs to be done.
That work done today will make a better tomorrow.
My name is Brian O'Connor, the Global Health Connector. Today, we're lucky to have two gentlemen from Africa who I've worked with for probably too many years, but nevertheless, we're still friends. And basically, what I want to do is to present to you what's happening in Africa, because we as the Global Health Connector need to be everywhere. One of the places I absolutely love to be in is in Africa on a personal basis. I am continuously impressed, genuinely, by what's happening in Africa. And I'm also continuously disappointed in the way most of the world looks at Africa. And the look at Africa very often is, well, they need money, or there's famines, there's all sorts of things. I have seen a completely different Africa. I've seen a resurgent Africa. I've seen an Africa which is rising. And I want to bring that message to the world through the Global Health Connector. So our partners in Africa are Dr. Amit Packer from Africa Health Business. We've, of course, got Jean Philbert. Did I get that right? Yeah, I nearly got it right this time. And known to us as Phil, by the way, for no particular reason, but he is. And what we've done is worked for a number of years now to get. And what I want to use this few minutes we've got is to tell us what you see and what you're doing in Africa, not in the detail of it, but why are you doing it in terms of what Africa needs? And then we'll move on later to talk about the global aspect. So if you don't mind, maybe you want to start, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely. Great pleasure being here. Thanks for the friendship and nice words. I think what I see is, on one side, problems, challenges, difficulties that our people are going through. But on the other side, I see opportunities. I see innovation and I see financing, and those things are not touching each other. I see policy challenges and I see policymakers, but the policies are not getting there to solve those problems, because essentially what we've needed is a structured way of bringing these solutions closer to the problem so that we bridge the gap, get the right people around the same table so that we can discuss and align on what needs to be done, and then get those resources to and make them bring them to bear against those problems. It's really no shortage of talent, no shortage of money or resources, but it's all about how it's almost like solving a puzzle with everyone having a piece and not those people coming together to fix them.
Well, I think it's time for Africa. The global dial's moving from continent to continent, and there couldn't be a better time in making a difference in Africa. We have the right kind of ingredients, we have the right goodwill, we have the people, we have the movement, and we have partners. Partners like yourselves and many other partners who are interested in making a difference. So it's really great when you start doing work and when you see it making an impact. And Africa is one such continent that work done today will make a better tomorrow. So it is time for Africa. That's why we do what we do.
Yeah, I'm delighted. I mean, I agree with you, you know, because I've experienced it myself, not just in terms of physical visits, but in all the interaction we have with yourself and with other organizations, including your AD attempt, you can talk about in a second. And I think to me that Africa is taking it, what I consider to be its rightful place in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's now should be sitting there at the table as equals. This is honestly how I feel. I think, but there's also a responsibility comes out for the African. You have to be prepared to sit at the table, speak as an equal to others. And that is what we are trying to do across all of the events we run around the world, because I think we have to get the voice and the message of Africa out of Africa. You know, I don't like to tell people not to leave Africa. You can come back again. But what I'm saying is that if you don't go out and tell the story globally, then you'll still be regarded as something. I know, I don't really know Africa. I get this all the time. And what I'm saying is it's great that you two are willing to travel around the world and promote not just the voice of Africa and the requirements of Africa, but the opportunity from Africa to the rest of the world. So I do see there's a two-way business here, not a one-way business. Right. Do you agree?
Absolutely, I agree. And there is a time to be hosted. So for us to travel and tell our story, but also there is also a time to post. And that's what we do. AHB Symposium does that. We do the Africa Health Tech Summit in Kigali every year. Now we are taking it even on around the world. We are going to Canada so that we get to visit and be hosted and tell our story, but also we get to convene and host our stakeholders and come closer to them. Because as you said in the introduction, the narrative that we find on the mainstream media has been skewed against Africa for a very long time. And it's high time that we correct that, as we are primed, this being our moment, how the narrative is shaped really takes precedence. So I agree with you.
Amikal, in your answer, could you also just give some facts and figures? I'm struck very much by, for example, the age, median age in Africa, which half the world doesn't even know about. So if you don't mind, give us a few of the usual facts.
So we are 1.5 billion people, 54 countries. We are an average age of 19. We have the highest renewable sources of energy in some of these countries. If you take the fastest growing countries in the world, we have 7 of the fastest growing countries. So as I mentioned, it's time for Africa, all the features fit in for. Remember, communicating to the world is a process and not an event. Like Phil said, we are ready to host, we will be able to travel, but the methods of communication can also be through communication channels like online, streaming, videos, and the right packaging of the messages need to be put together. Now you've seen the heads of states, starting from those heads of state who make an impact through global stages. That has to continue. And now zeroing down to health sector where we are, and digital health sector, I think we should make use of different platforms and different stages, whether it's in the US, Europe, Australia, India, Asia, everywhere, to get the voices out about the opportunities that stay in Africa. The more we become evangelists for Africa and the ambassadors, the more the global population will be able to understand how to connect with Africa and to let Africa know how to connect with the world in this. So we have a journey that we need to continue working on together.
Just before we finish, I'd like just to move back to what we all do, health particularly, and digital health in particular, which has a particular resonance within Africa, it seems to me. Where are we with digital health in Africa, just as a general question?
Well, first of all, we need to understand that digital health in Africa is not a luxury. It's a necessity. If Africa has to reach the universal health coverage, if you look at the state of infrastructure, there is no other way that we're going to reach the last mile without making use of digital. And Africa is the fastest growing telecom market today. Revolutions like M-Pesa or mobile, fintech has shown that within one decade, not even a generation, you can basically move from zero financial inclusion to 100% financial inclusion. Today, we are looking at using digital to reach 100% health inclusion on the continent.
Yeah. No, I agree with Phil that it's not a luxury. It's a necessity. If you look at our life expectancy, we are about 20 to 30% shorter than the global standards. And there are many reasons for that. And one way to make sure we catch up with the global life expectancy is digital health. It's going to leapfrog all our health systems, for maternal health, for child health, for chronic care, for primary health care, besides funding that we need for healthcare. One efficient model to embed into our health systems is to bring digital health systems. It will break both the geographical divides and the service provision divides. People don't have to travel distances to receive top-class care. The same way, we don't have to literally look for specialists all over the place. We can have it through these digital systems. And of course, electronic medical records, making sure that the coordinated approach and referral systems are in place. So digital health is a necessity, and it's a leapfrog tool for higher life expectancy for everyone in Africa.
Thank you both. I know we're just about to finish. I just want to say this. I hope people who watch this understand now why not only I, but the Global Health Connector believe in Africa. Because what you've what you're achieving is becoming a land, or a continent, I should say, of opportunity in my head, as opposed to a land that we don't really do business there. I know, because we know lots of businesses there, and in Europe and US, etc. They are now realizing how many opportunities there are for cross-border trade, for continent to continent. And I think that we will go on preaching this message, and with your support, we'll get the message through. So thank you both very much.
Thank you. Thank you.